Pas de soleil, 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 pas de soleil.
Alright, so here's another opening test stand here. So welcome back guys to another video. Today we're going to be doing the third test stand here for actually going first, and this is something that I found to be a lot better, I guess, for actually demonstrating the test stands, particularly for World Chalice, because of the fact that one particular opening hand itself could actually take an entire video. As a result, I'd rather just dedicate them to separate videos, and yeah, that's pretty much something I wanted to clear up, just in case anyone might ask again. But with that being said, here we have our opening hand. This looks quite interesting. I mean, it is definitely going to be quite complex to actually pull something off like this, but I think maybe we could actually do something out of this still. You know, compared to the previous test hand, I will say, I do think that this might actually come out as a bit more underwhelming. But in the previous test hand, it was pretty much the best case scenario. We just had such a good test hand in the previous one. So if you guys haven't actually seen that previous one, definitely go and watch part 2, because part 2 I felt like was the best test hand we actually did. But I guess we'll just find out how we do in this particular one. So right off the bat, I could clearly see that we have 2 normal monsters. Quite a big problem, of course, but I think we could still definitely pull something off here. Firstly, we do have Yugioh Waterfront, which is amazing, of course, so we're going to activate that. And right off the bat, doesn't really matter, we're going to summon off our first monster. So we're going to begin by summoning out the Beckoned, and let me just put a field center right here first, just to not confuse you guys. We're going to link away the Beckoned, and this will allow us to obviously go for a Link Spider. That's essentially what we want to go for, because Link Spider will then allow us to then special summon out the Chosen right underneath it. So we're going to do that right here. One counter goes to the Yugioh Waterfront. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the Chosen and we're going to link that away as well. And this will simply allow us to go for our, our Imduk. And from here, Imduk will allow us to do our extra normal summon. Now I do wish it was actually World Chalice, but unfortunately we're going to have to go with the Guard Dragon in this case. But you know what, it doesn't really matter, because either way, bringing out our Guard Dragon is still quite an amazing card to actually go for the fact that we are about to do pretty much what we're about to do right now. So firstly, we're going to take the Guard Dragon, and we're going to take the Imduk, and we're essentially going to link them away. But they're both dragons and they're both wind, so they are the same type. That means we can't actually go for our Ib, unfortunately, but we could still technically go for something else. So in this case, I'm thinking let's go for the Cerberus, and let's just put it out here. So it kind of opens up a spot right there. I mean, you could go for Phoenix as well if you wanted to do it on the other side. Obviously it depends what resource you actually want to save up, but either way, it is still definitely quite a possible thing to actually do here. So what you essentially want to do is you want to now go for your World Chalice Guard Dragon and banish this off the graveyard, and this will allow us to special summon back one of our normal monsters. So in this case, we're going to bring back either, I don't know, I'm thinking, it doesn't really matter because it just summons back in defense anyway. And let's see here, with Yugioh Waterfront, we've sent 1, 2, 3, and 4 so far to the graveyard. So keep in mind you have 4 counters now. You could actually just go ahead and search for your card if you actually want to. So yeah, we might as well just go ahead and search for our Gamma Seal. So let's look for him. Here we are. And we have our Gamma Seal now, so I'm thinking, can we actually pull off a yugioh in this particular situation? It's quite interesting. I mean, we could technically, if we tried out some crazy shenanigans, but I don't know. I mean, should we actually go for that? We could go for Codebreaker Virus Swordsman is not too bad of a combo as well. So what I'm thinking is we need 2 effect monsters. So unfortunately I am going to have to link this away and go for an Imduk again. Quite a lot, but now we have at 5. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We're eventually going to have infinite anyway. So we're going to go for our Imduk right here. And this will allow us to take our Imduk and Link Spider, and we're just going to link them both away, and this will allow us to go for a Link 2. We're going to go for the Codebreaker Virus Swordsman right on top of the Cerberus. This will essentially give us a co-link, so Virus Swordsman will now allow us to actually summon out our Codebreaker 0 Day from either our deck, hand or graveyard to a zone our monster is pointing to. So in this case Cerberus is pointing to it, so just going to bring that out. Thank goodness, by the way, it allows us to obviously extend with our different plays. I do wish that I could actually utilize Imduk a bit more, but hey, you know what, that's just fine. We could still work away with this. So we have over here our Codebreaker 0 Day. Now let's actually consider what else can we actually go for. We do have a Codebreaker Virus Berserker, which is quite amazing, but the difficulty here is to actually find an open spot that's going to be a bit more on the difficult side of things. So what do we actually want to go for here? I mean, we could go for, I don't want to go for Virus Berserker right now because I obviously can't really do anything either way, right? So in this case you would want to go for, maybe, I'm thinking about going for Avramax. I mean, Avramax is not bad. We could also go for an Abomination as well. Both choices are definitely quite fine in this case. Like, it doesn't really hurt you in any kind of way. So we could take the Cerberus and we could take the Virus Swordsman. And we're just going to link away, allowing us to actually go for our Avramax. Right? Or should we actually go for Unchained Abomination? I think I'll do that just because it has more open zones. But I guess you guys will actually see when that actually happens. So now that we have the Abomination out, we have, what else can we actually go for? We do have the option to actually go for the World Legacy Succession, and this will allow us to go for our Virus Swordsman, and then we'll link these two away, which will allow us to go for our Virus Berserker. Right, so now that we have Virus Berserker out, it's co-linked, and so you could special summon out back both of the Codebreakers, which is definitely quite amazing, of course. So now I'm trying to figure out what can I actually do to go for an extra monster in this case. Let's see, I mean, it's very interesting. Like, I want to go for yugioh, of course, because of Gamma Seal, but I guess we could try and work our way around other plays as well. So in this case, I'm thinking, I mean, technically you could try, no, I wouldn't really do that, but let's think about this really carefully here, of course. I'm thinking we could technically go for Trigate, though it's not ideal. We could go for a Link 4 as well. I mean, we could technically go for yugioh, though it's not the most ideal way of going into yugioh. It does allow us to go for, like, if we treat this as Link 1 and this plus the Virus Swordsman, then you could go for Link 4, allowing us to go for yugioh, right? And this will essentially allow yugioh to special summon out the Gamma Seal. So this is the hand I kind of produced. I mean, it's not necessarily the worst hand because of the worst field, because of the fact that you have a Gamma Seal. So they can't kaiju you know, because you could only control one anyway, so they're kind of screwed in that front. But you just had a bunch of negates pretty much put out on the field, so that's definitely quite amazing there. Yeah, this, I mean, it looks alright. It's not necessarily something I'm particularly too fond of. If you bring this in defense, then it will have 3000, it would be harder to get over. And yeah, I mean, you have plenty of negates, you don't have to worry about anything, so this is something that I honestly can't complain about it. I mean, it doesn't look bad. I mean, yeah, we depleted all our resources, but to bring out infinite negates, technically, I mean, what can your opponent really do in this particular scenario? They can't really do anything. I mean, you're just going to negate every single card they have, and on your following turn, you go for game. So, yeah, I mean, what else is there to really say? But this was actually a much shorter test hand, you know, it was really interesting. So, yeah, I hope you guys actually enjoyed that. But with that being said, if you did enjoy it, then definitely drop a like, also share this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this, because in the next video I'm going to be doing test hands going second now. So that means we're going to get an extra card here, and we are actually going to try and attempt to go for an OTK as opposed to a board that sets up a kaiju or a gamma seal to negate the opponent's field. So it's definitely going to be very fun because it interacts with a whole different dynamic here, and yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see. But with that being said, definitely just stay tuned for that. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time.